To me, the best games are the ones that create connection and foster conversation. So whether you're planning some getting to know you activities for new friends, or you want to foster a deeper bond with your family, these 7 ideas are so simple, but they're great ways to be able to increase the connection with those that you love the most. And be sure to stick around for the last one. It will transform your car rides and make them not only bearable, but also really enjoyable and wonderful experiences. So be sure to stay for that last one. The first set of games is related to just simple trivia questions that you can incorporate into things that you're already doing. The first idea I like to call trivia turns. And on this one, when you're playing any fast-paced board game that you have, anyone that your family already loves, rather than going in a circle to take turns, what you're going to do is have whoever just had a turn ask a question about themselves. And the first person to answer it correctly, they get to take the next turn. Then after their turn, they ask a question, whoever answers it right gets the next turn. It's super easy, and you would think that people would say, wait, I haven't had very many turns, but I have found that actually it still rotates pretty well between people, and nobody seems to mind because the trivia questions themselves are almost more important than the game, and it just carries a really great conversation. They have the fun of the board game, but also that family bonding that comes. What I love about trivia turns is that it gives you a chance to articulate some things that you may not know about each other because it just doesn't come up. Maybe it's what your favorite thing is to eat on Saturday morning, or the favorite game to play at recess. Things that we probably should know about each other, but just don't come up in everyday conversation. Now's a chance to actually articulate what some of those are and get to know one another. The second idea is great with any sort of a game that uses numbers, for instance, Uno. And on this one, you're going to want to start with a theme. Maybe that theme is items that I love around my home, or maybe it's the activities that I like to do best, or the foods that I like to eat. You're going to start with an assigned category, and then anytime a player plays a card or rolls the dice, before they take their turn or place their card, they have to say the number of things that they love in that category based on what they roll. So if I roll a 7, or if I place down a 7 card in Uno, then I'm going to say 7 things that I love. Now if you're playing Uno, every time you get a reverse card, change the topic and go to a new category. Or you can also play maybe after you finish a circle, just change the category if you don't have reverse cards. I also love a fun take on Twister. You're familiar with the game Truth or Dare. This one is one we like to do called Twist or Dare. So as you're setting up your Twister board, put sticky notes with various questions or topics, and then every time somebody puts a hand or foot on them, they answer the question before they spin again to know where they should put their next hand or foot. It's a really fun way to switch up a popular board game, but again, it also helps you answer some fun questions and get to know each other better. By the way, if you are loving these ideas, be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe so you can stay connected for more ideas. And also, I will put a link in the description to some other games and activities that I think you will enjoy on our website, where we have tons of ideas for simple things that you can do with your family to build connection and creativity every day. The next set of ideas takes our conversations to an even deeper level to get to know one another in an even more significant way. The first one is one that I call on a scale from 1 to 10, and this is one that you can play without a board, or if you want ideas for questions, and if you want a game board like you can see in this, then I do have a printable game that you can find at FamilyFed.com. Just search on a scale of 1 to 10. I love this one because you understand not only what people like or don't like, but you know how much they like it or don't like it. So for instance, you might say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you want to go skydiving? Now, some people are going to be automatic 1s and automatic 10s, but it's a really interesting conversation that comes up when you discover if somebody puts a 4 or a 5 or a 6 on there. And it's really fun too, because not only do we answer that ourselves, but we're trying to guess what everybody else would put. And if you're able to guess the number that somebody else put on that scale from 1 to 10, you get a point. If you want to switch up the rules even more, you can actually get an extra point if you get everybody in order. So maybe you didn't quite get the exact number. Maybe you thought somebody was a 4 when actually they were a 5. But if you were able to guess that persons A, B, C, and D were all in that order, then you can get a point for knowing whereabouts everybody is on the scale. It's super fun, and again, you can always play this with the game board. You could play it in the car and just have people share their answers afterward. But I love the game board aspect because it gives you a chance to kind of think and guess and see what everybody else guessed for you as well. I also think this is a great way to develop a conversation skill within your family. For instance, if you're trying to decide what do we want to do today on a Saturday, then you may throw out a few ideas and everyone says, yeah, I like that, or no, I don't like that. But as we assign a scale to it, we can see, are they a 10? and maybe they really want to do activity A, or maybe they're a 5 and they really don't care which one we do. So it gives you this great way to say, okay, well if everybody's a 5 but a couple people are a 10, then let's do the activity that's a 10. So it's just a really good skill to figure out how do we talk to each other about how much we like something or don't. And in this case, it's just a really fun board game regardless of the skills that we're learning. It brings so much fun and laughter. Another game that I love that brings that deeper connection is also another printable game that we have called Emoji Emotions. And in this one, you're going to put out a setting. Maybe it's what would you do if you run into a dog on the street, or maybe it's what would you do if someone asks you to speak in public. There's a huge range of emotions that people are going to feel. So to play the game, one person is going to choose one of those situation cards, put it in the center, and then everybody else is going to try to guess what emotion they would have as they respond. They'll flip it upside down so nobody can see their answer, and then once everybody's ready, turn the cards over, find out what the person actually said, and also see what everybody else thought they said. What to me is magical is what happens next, because now you start to understand, well, of these few options that are pretty close together, why did they go to more excited, or why did they go to more playful? Because as you have a few emotions that are pretty close together, you can see what is it about the person that actually motivates the specific emotions. It's so incredible, and I love too that not only does that person want to share, but usually everybody else in the group also wants to share what emotion they would have had reacting to it. So it's such great insights that you get into people that you already spend so much time with, but every time we play it, I learn so much about my family members. It's the best. I love it. So again, you can get that one printable at FamilyFed.com as well. And finally, our last two are games that help you relive memories to celebrate the connections that you've already had. One is called Closeup Memories, and in this one you can go get your computer, have one person be the photo manager, and then without other people looking, they're going to choose a photo, zoom in really close on it, and then turn the computer around so everybody else can see it, and slowly zoom out. And whoever the first person is to guess the event gets a point. And then you can also take time sharing the fun memories that everybody had from that moment. And then just repeat the same process again. Have somebody zoom in on the photo and then be able to zoom out and have everybody guess it. And finally, our last idea is one that I like to call car connections. And this one again is super easy to play in the car. It will transform your road trips or even just traveling around town when everybody's in the car together. And to play this, you're simply going to throw out one word. Maybe it's traditions, maybe it's vacation, maybe it's music. You can rotate through a bunch of different topics, and then everybody's going to share the first memory that they have with everybody together that comes to mind. So it'll be fun to see what are the holiday traditions that first come to mind with everybody. What are the music ideas that first come to mind with everybody? Maybe it's that you sing together as a family. Maybe it's that one time that you were belting out a song together in the car. So many fun options, and all you need to do is give them a one-word topic, and then after the conversation starts to lull as people have shared their memories, just choose a new word and put it out. It's the best, and again, it's going to make all your car rides so much more fun. So I hope you have enjoyed these 7 fun ways to build connection with family members, or again, so many of them can be played as getting to know you games. For more fun ideas that help to spark conversation, be sure to check out FamilyFed.com or follow us on social media. I will put a link in the description down below. And don't forget to subscribe as well so you're notified every time we post a new idea that makes it easy for you to spend quality family time together with your family. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!